The baffling vanishing of Virginia Douglas. You might remember her from our recent video. 10 people who mysteriously vanished after their last online activity. She was a woman who seemingly disappeared into thin air from a department store restroom. Today, we descend into the heart of the perplexing and unsettling disappearance of Virginia Douglas. Her story is a chilling reminder that sometimes the most mundane actions can hide the darkest of secrets, and a seemingly simple vanishing act can be a meticulously planned crime. It was Labor Day weekend, 1988. Virginia Douglas and her husband, Frank, made a last-minute decision to drive from their home in Lexington, Massachusetts, to the beautiful coastal town of Bar Harbor, Maine. What was meant to be a fun little weekend getaway would become one of the most baffling cold cases in the region's history by the time they reached Belfast, Maine, around 5:30 p.m. Virginia asked to stop at a department store called Rennie's. She needed to use the restroom. She got out of the car, walked into the store, and was never seen again. When Frank waited for about 15 minutes, he went inside to look for her. He checked the aisles, the restrooms, and even spoke with several strangers, but no one had seen his wife. This is the story Frank told the police, but from the very beginning, his narrative was full of contradictions. The first red flag: there were no security cameras at Rennie's, no witnesses who could place Virginia inside the store, and no physical evidence that she had ever stepped foot inside. Frank's story didn't make sense. Instead of immediately calling the police, Frank wandered around the store, picking out a few pieces of lingerie in Virginia's size. He later explained to the people at the store that it was a good omen that his wife would return, a bizarre and unsettling act that only deepened the suspicion surrounding him. When authorities finally began their investigation, they discovered that the evidence pointed to something far more sinister, something that didn't even start in Maine. The real mystery began in the Douglas home, hours before they ever reached the state line. At their home in Massachusetts, investigators found bloodstains in the carpet that matched Virginia's blood type. Then, they found a clump of Virginia's hair tucked beneath the doorstep, as if someone had been dragged across the floor. On top of that, Virginia's meticulous nature contradicted the state of the home. Her children pointed out that she never left home without securing everything. Yet when they checked, the house was in complete disarray. The refrigerator was stocked with food, the blinds were open, and the house was far from being closed up for a long weekend trip. Then came the most damning revelation. On the night she supposedly disappeared, one of Virginia's children had been arriving in Massachusetts from out of state. They were scheduled to be there at about 9:30 p.m. This detail begs the question: why would Frank and Virginia leave home shortly before their child's arrival for a trip? The town of Belfast, where the disappearance supposedly took place, was more than 3.5 hours away from their home. Frank's timeline simply didn't add up. Police in both Maine and Massachusetts investigated, but without a body or eyewitnesses, and without Frank ever confessing, no arrest could ever be made. Frank Douglas went on to live the rest of his life as a free man. But the public, and most importantly, his own children, had their own theories. 2 of her 3 kids refused to speak to Frank ever again, believing their father had killed their mom. Frank died years later, taking whatever secrets he had with him to the grave. The case of Virginia Douglas remains one of the most baffling and haunting disappearances in American history. Her story is a chilling reminder of the cold truths that can lie beneath the surface of a seemingly perfect life, and a haunting testament to a mystery that will likely never be solved. This has been a deep dive into the heartbreaking and deeply mysterious story of Virginia Douglas. You can find the full stories of other chilling cases mentioned in our top 10 video, 10 people who mysteriously vanished after their last online activity, by clicking the links in the description below and the pinned comment. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll explore another perplexing disappearance from our list. Each case a haunting testament to the fragility of life in our interconnected world. Thank you for watching.